everybody, my name is TJ Max Echo, and I'm here with not one, but two unboxings of different variations of the Zogok. I was lucky enough to, well, I found someone who was selling one of these for not a, here, let me try to get this glare off of this. That's not really that helpful. Yeah, that's not really working. So unfortunately there's a little bit of glare right here. I'm not sure if there's something I can put in front of my lights to try to get that to go away. And now I'm just rambling and wasting time. Anyways, I found somebody who was selling a copy of this. I picked it up, and unbeknownst to me, a friend of mine got this kit for me as a gift for something unrelated. So, both of these I got basically today. This one had arrived in the mail. I just hadn't had a chance to go pick it up. Then I got this one today, so I figured, hey, why not do an unboxing? I'm going to probably split this into two separate videos, but or maybe leave it as one. Haven't really decided. Kind of depends on how long this goes, but I'm going to first talk about the regular version, which I believe came out first. Both of these say that they were released in 2013. Obviously, this is part of the HGUC line. This one specifically is number 161 in the HGUC line. MSM 08 from the Xeon Remnants and Gundam Unicorn. So I believe this is in episode 6. So it looks like you have two options for the sword. All these kind of, I guess I would call these shurikens. I'm not sure what I can't really read that kanji too well to translate it, and I don't want to try and butcher the pronunciation of anything. It's got these extendy arms that most of the, well, I think only 2 or 3 of the aquatic mobile suits that Xeon uses throughout the entirety of Gundam actually have these extendy arms. So it's got the extendy arms, what are these called? These hand bazookas. Maneuverability in the eye, which is kind of a rare trait for especially HGUC kits. Some pretty nice looking articulation. And other than that, it's got a lot of thrusters. So Principality of Xeon. This is not Neo Xeon, this is actually Principality of Xeon 1-year war mobile suit. I believe this appears in the Origin manga, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It was at the attack of Jaburo. I know that much in the lore. So, unfortunately, I can't really remove this sticker very well, but I can kind of read through this. Not sure if you guys can see that because it's white on white, but it's 17,000 or 1,700 yen as the list price. So not bad, 17 bucks for this kind of beefy kit. So when you open this up, we've got this really pretty kind of orange, not red. It's not this red color that it's kind of just leads you to believe. It's this beautiful, really pretty orange color for the main. Not really digging the fact of how many stickers those are, but it's got this really good orange, gray inner frame, our clear pieces, our bazookas, which are printed in this military green color, polycaps, more inner frame, the light gray, which is mostly just these shurikens, and the vents are actually all pieces, which I was worried that those were all going to be stickers. More inner frame, which has this very unique torso inner frame piece, and then our booklet, obviously. So that's discouraging. I'm not a big fan of that. Alright, so let's take a look at this. So it looks like we're going to be using everything, which is nice. That's always good, except for a couple polycaps, but that's understandable. Polycaps are kind of a give or take. Got some good action shots and stuff on this page here. So it looks like we build the torso. Let me get these out of the way real quick so I can move this down. So it looks like we build the torso first. Pretty standard. The inner frame stuff for the torso. Then we build the outer frame, the kind of armoring. All this pretty cool detail. looks, can the eye, the mono eye cannot move up, but it looks like there's a clear piece to kind of give the impression that it can, which I like. Tells you how to move the mono eye around for posing. All the information about how to put these knife things in. Then you build the waist unit. That's kind of something that usually they wait till later on. They usually build the arms and then put all the arms and head on at once, but the head's built into the torso. Kind of like a lot of these aquatic mobile suits are. Build the backpack after you build the waist unit, which makes sense because it looks like the backpack and the waist unit are connected. So that's something that's pretty common for Zeon suits, especially Zaku's and, yeah, mostly Zaku's, I think, do that a lot. Build the wrist and arm units, which looks like you build those all at once and then just build the hands. It does come with a closed fist and a holding hand, it looks like. Or no, just one hand, I guess. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe you build another one later. But it comes with two hands. So at least two of these really big, kind of cool fist-looking things. Then we come back over here, build the feet and the legs at separate times, it looks like. That's kind of different and unique. So you build all the first leg, kind of building some stuff at the same time. Some of the stuff you build at its own time. You stick it all together. You put it all together here. It looks like it has a thruster in the waist unit that you just remove if you want to. Yeah, this piece right here, C125. Looks like you just remove that if you want to put it on an action base, which is nice. And I like the ones that have the covered action base plug right here, so it gives you that information. Then you build all its weapons, so you have the these kind of hand bazookas that are used by some mobile suits. I can't remember the name for these. The extending part for the arm, which is a separate piece. I was hoping that was going to be a piston, but I was also worried that piston wasn't going to be very good. You connect it. It looks like that's going to be a clear piece rather than this orange that they advertise here. Well, I guess that's red. So I guess you paint that. That's weird. But it does look like it comes with the other hands, which is good. So it does come with two sets of hands, which I like. All right. So let's get a look at these runners. Take a look at these. So starting us off, I'll talk about these stickers, actually. So it looks like there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 stickers. So not bad. A lot of them are white detail, which I'm not a big fan that it requires white details, especially considering how good this color separation it already is. Making a white runner of just 2 white pieces that you push on here, I guess, would be one of the spots. And where even is the other spot? Oh, I guess on these Stromfaust. That's where it is. Alright, so it has the Stromfausts. I guess on those, that makes sense, actually. Kind of having those be their own pieces. Mono eye sticker, pretty acceptable. These gray stickers, I don't know where those go. And that, I'm just glad that they're not, none of these are stickers. I'm glad about that. That's kind of my big thing. So, hopefully, those don't end up looking bad. They look like they're going to be easy enough to paint, so hopefully it's not too big a deal. So, we've got this beautiful orange runner, which with all the most of the hand pieces for the hand armor and the outer armor for the legs, hip units, and chest, which is nice. We've got this first gray inner frame, which is the B1. So this looks like it's mostly legs, backpack, the hands, and the feet is what this looks like it mostly is. Then we are going to get into our other runners, which is the rest of the inner frame. So this is the chest and waist unit, it looks like, with a lot of these detail pieces and possibly more stuff for the arms. Then we have the inner frame for the legs and all these vent details and these knives, which, what are these called? These are called the boomerang cutters. So that's interesting. I wonder if, I don't remember them boomeranging in the show or anything. So I'll have to see. I'll have to go back and watch a little bit of Unicorn and see if they actually do come back, because I remember them firing at the Bjarlent custom, but I don't remember them sticking into the Bjarlents at all. Fun fact, one of the pilots for the Bjarlent custom, I believe, is one of the only people who piloted the Zeta 2. If I'm remembering that correctly, which I probably am not. So then we've got this inner frame here. So copies of this inner frame. Looks like, yes. So that's probably all vent. This looks like it's all stuff for the arms and possibly legs and a vent. The polycap sheet, which has no neck piece. Not an uncommon thing for these Xeon kits to have. The Sturm Faust, which is in this beautiful, beautiful, like, military green, which doesn't show up very well on camera. It looks more like olive, but it's this, like, kind of dark, almost brown green, which, unfortunately, as I said, doesn't really show up on camera. So that's all the runners and stuff that comes in this kit. Actually, I'm wrong. I completely skipped over these clear parts. And one more polycap. So, let's see. That's... okay, yeah, now I'm seeing it. Kind of thing I was worried about. I was hoping that they would... I was expecting this sword to be in this kind of gray plastic piece and not be like the best sword ever, but be very similar to the Goof weapon that they released, in the sense that it's like you just paint it to like have it activated, but instead it's a clear piece. So I'm not sure if I should even paint that, because that's kind of going to be annoying if that's not still transparent. If it is still transparent after you paint it. But it's got all these other clear pieces. I'm not sure what these 4 and 5 are for. I think they're for... oh. So it looks like they're on the head armor as well. So all these clear pieces are for the head, which is nice. It gives like the idea of color separation, even though it only has the camera for that middle part. And then we've got a bunch of these PC7 polycaps, which are these ball joint polycaps. So pretty common thing for model kits, especially around 2011 through 2015. I think used a lot of these for the joints. So that's not an uncommon thing. And honestly, I really like those ball joints. I think for the most part, if they're used in a clever way, they can give some pretty unique articulation. So that's the regular version. So let's talk a little bit about the MSV, because this isn't a very long video, and I'm willing to go a little bit longer than most of my other unboxings. So right off the bat, this looks different. These runners already look kind of different. So it looks like the hand stuff, that this is gated off in a really weird way. I'm not sure exactly why it would be different, but I guess because it's in so many different colors, it's gated off like that. Having a hard time cutting this open. But it's done in a weird way. So let's get right into these. It's in this very Zogok, regular Zogok periwinkle blue for the main body and armor pieces, which I like. We've got the light gray for the hand armor and hands. So this is its own runner. That's weird, because the hand armor and hands were on separate runners for the regular Zogok. That's weird. Then the arm pieces. So we've got the ball joints, the PC7. A bunch of these littler ones. So C2, the Sturm Fausts, and then E2, which I guess is all those blue pieces. This is really weird. I'm gonna have to kind of figure out a good way to compare these two kits without getting some of these runners swapped around into the wrong places. So I can show you guys kind of the color difference and the way these runners are done differently. So we've got E2, which is the vents and the midsection, which weren't even on the same runner for the regular Zogok, which is kind of weird. The Stromfausts, which are in the same color, these are probably going to be exactly the same. I'm actually expecting the same sticker sheet to be in here in one of these bags somewhere. The C2, so it looks like this inner frame C runner didn't change, except this section was all gated off and not included. So that's not actually even really that big of a surprise. I think that's where the hands were. So it looks like it, yeah, and there's that sticker sheet with, that's actually, I want to talk about that in a little bit. So we've got this inner frame, which is the same inner frame stuff with this section missing, which I think was the hands for the regular Zogok. B3, which was definitely, this is all definitely a different runner than the regular Zogok, because the regular one had a bunch of other stuff on it and it didn't have B3 as the label. The same clear part, the swords and the backpack units are on their own runner, which is B1. Then we've got the inner leg units and just the boomerang blades, and then its own sticker sheet, which is this light gray, white, and then a light pink, very similar to the regular one-year war mono-wise. Let's take a look at this. Okay, this is... Oh! All right, I guess. This is its own manual. This has its own unique manual. This is weird. Okay, this is... I've never seen this before. But, alright. So, it looks like the part list is different. So, it has different runners than the regular ones. So, I guess this had to, because of the way the color separation is done, had to have its own runner separation, so they had to make its own manual. That's weird. I haven't seen this in a P Bandai kit before. I've seen a lot of just, hey, we're giving you an extra runner of this color, and you're going to have to make do. So I'm going to sit down while I look at this manual and try to angle it so the camera can see. So it looks, so the construction is just going to be the same. It's just going to be different parts, and then we obviously have our, and did I just skip over that somehow? I did. Here it is. Our custom marking sheet that pretty much every single P Bandai kit comes with. They come with, for the most part, these, let's see if I can't get there, these sticker sheets with a custom marking. It's a lot of red, which I do like the design for the red. Let me try to fit this all back into the box. This is a very, very interesting P Bandai kit. I hopefully enjoy it because I do like the design of the Zogok, and I want to enjoy this. And this is done in such a unique way, and it's such a unique color. It's not really a unique color scheme, but compared to the Zogok that we got to see in the actual animated series, it's so different that I hope that these are done well and that this looks nice in the final product. So I will have to figure out how I want to do the Gundam time-lapse builds for these. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the regular Zogok and build this MSV on my own, considering how different the manual is and everything, but how that the kit's just the same. And I'll probably do a log video for that instead, kind of with what I'm doing. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this kit either, but it probably won't actually end up as a time-lapse because of... But this one, the unicorn version, probably will. I haven't figured out which one I actually want to time-lapse yet. But I want to build one of these on my own and time-lapse one of them. I'll probably do the P Bandai one on my own. But I haven't exactly decided. These are not high up on my priority list right now because I have a bunch of Gundams kind of on back order. The reason I sprung for this one specifically is because I like picking up P-Bandis, and they're kind of uncommon to see sold at reasonable prices. I think I picked this up for 26 bucks, and the list price, I don't even think I went over that, is 19 bucks. So I didn't spend very much more, which you normally for these you spend anywhere from $30 to $40 because of the shipping to the States. But it looks like I got lucky and didn't have to do that. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time. And this was a really long video, actually, that I wasn't expecting to be so long. All right. I apologize for that.